Hi everyone and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to apply for your visitor's visa, that is your temporary resident visa or your TRV from inside Canada. Now you might not know that if you are in Canada on a work permit and you go to the US, you can come back into Canada with your work permit or study permit. But if you go to another country, your home country, or visit another country, and you need to come back to Canada, you cannot fly back to Canada only on a work permit or study permit. You also need your actual visitor's visa, a valid visitor's visa, to fly back into Canada. If you don't have one, you need to get one while you're in Canada. So for instance, what happened to us is that we are in Canada on work permits and study permits. And during this period that we have on our work permits, our passport expires, and with that, your visa expires, because the Canadians only issue you your visitor's visa for the period of validity of your actual passport, where say for instance in America you get a 10-year visitor's visa whether your passport expires in the next month or not. So in Canada it is a totally different story. Every time your passport expires you need to reapply for a visitor's visa or a TRV as well. So that is the case with us. We are currently in Canada on a work permit and our passport expired, and with that the visitor's visa, and now we are without one and we can't fly out of the country to another country and come back without it. So we need to apply for it, and this is the process that I'm going to show you now. So you go to canada.ca and you can choose between English or French. And then it's going to bring you to the immigration page. Now here it gives you all the things that you can look at that you can do in Canada. So we're going to sign into our account. Now if you don't have an account, I would highly recommend you get an account, because it is so much easier to do everything online than having to print out, sign and mail things into the IRCC to get it processed. So here you see there's sign into a Government of Canada online account. Now you can do all kinds of stuff here. You can go to your CRA, which is the revenue agency. You can do the immigration, the IRCC. All the different services that you can do online appears here. But what we need today is our visas and work permit section. And then it brings you to the GC key. This is what you need. You need to sign in, and if you don't have an account, you can just register. It's a quick process. And once you have that account, you can do everything that you need to do with the IRCC through this portal. So I already have an account, so we're going to click sign in with GC key. And then put in your username, make sure your password is correct, and click sign in. Then it will just give you a welcome message, and you can read through it, and it says please select continue to return to the Government of Canada online service. So click continue. Then it gives you the terms and conditions, and you can read through all of that. I've already done that, so I'm just going to say I accept. So it will pop up with one of your questions that you've pre-populated when you registered, and then just include your answer. And if you insert the wrong answer to your question, it will pop up with this message where you can reinsert the answer and say continue. And there we go. We are inside the portal. To start a new application, you can choose one of these options. They will ask you a few questions pertaining to your application. And once you go through the process, they will give you the options that you are actually eligible for. Once you've started that process, you can always save it and come back later, so you don't have to do it in one go. That's also very nice, because sometimes you just run out of time because it takes so long to process everything. We've done that. We've already started the process. And what we're going to do is continue application. You can also delete the application. if you don't want to proceed with this, or you can continue. And please make sure you only have 60 days from the day that you started this to finish the whole process. Otherwise, it gets deleted automatically. So ensure that you check the days that's left, like we have 52 days to get this application finalized. So we're going to click on Continue Application. And then you can review your answers that you've already given in the questionnaire. So this is all the questions that they've asked you in advance to make sure that you are eligible for the particular visa that you're applying for. Continue. And then it gives you more information about submitting your application. So you will see that there's different steps in the process. Step 1 is use your account, so you log in like I've shown you now. Step 2 is save your application. You know, you can always get back to it at a later stage, as I said before. Step 3 is upload your documents. That is what we're going to process today, is the uploading of all the documents. And then step 4 is pay your fees, because you can't get anything without payment. And it is always best to say that you're going to process payment with your application, because then it is done and you don't have to worry about linking it later on. So you can read through all of this. It also provides the information about the documents that you need to upload, in what format it needs to be, how big it needs to be. So you can read through all of this. It gives you all the information in advance. And as I say, you can always come back to an application. So if you don't have your documentation in the correct format, you can log out, get your forms correct, and then come back, log in, and continue. So we already ensured that we have all the correct documentation for what is needed, and we click Continue. And then we get to your document checklist. Now, if you look here, you'll see there's an application for a visitor's visa, temporary resident visa made outside of Canada, and the form is the IMM 5257. Now, you would say, but why am I using this form that says outside of Canada when I'm currently in Canada? And I've stated that before in the questionnaire that they asked me. But for this instance, you need to use the outside of Canada because you're not a permanent resident or citizen in Canada. So they still see you as a foreigner. And for that reason, you need to ensure that even though you're applying for your visa from inside Canada, you need to make sure that you use the form that says from outside of Canada. Now, all of these forms that you need to complete have a little instruction, and you can click on the question mark and it will give you more information. Refer to the steps on completing the form. So if you click right there, it will exit from where you are and give you all the information if you need to. I will say cancel because I've already done all of that and I just need to upload everything today. The next one is the supporting documents. Here you need to provide your Canadian work or study permit. A good idea is to list all of your permits in one document, in one PDF document. Make sure that your current or most recent one is the first page, and then also attach the others so that somebody looking at your application can see all your work permit or study permits as well as your visitor's visa attached on one file. You can also click here to see what they need from you, and it says you must provide your Canadian work or study permit. This is the official document issued by an immigration officer that allows a person who is not a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident to work or study in Canada. Note, your permit is not the visa that was issued to you in your passport to enter Canada. So this is the actual permit that they need. So just make sure that you attach the right documentation as well. Then they would also need the family information form from you. That is the IMM 5707. And the information that they have there is you must complete the family information form. This form requests information about your spouse or common law partner, your parents, your children, stepchildren, and adopted children. Basically, here they want to know who's coming with you to Canada. They will ask you yes or no, and they just want a basic list of your closest family members. So you can attach that, and to download this form, you can right-click right there, go to Adobe Acrobat, and then convert link target to Adobe PDF. It will download the form and you can open it and complete it and save it back onto your desktop to upload later. Then they also need your employment records. Now that you must provide proof of work experience for your current job and for each past position you listed. Now that is the form that you completed, the IMM 5257. Whatever you have listed there, you need to provide a record for that. So what they need is the reference letter must be an official document printed on the company letterhead. It must include your name, the company contact information like the address, the telephone number, the email address, the signature of your immediate manager. It also needs to show all positions you held while employed at that specific company, and you need to include these details: job title, duties, responsibilities, job status if current job, the date you worked for the company, the number of work hours per week, and your annual salary plus benefits. You must scan all documents for this period of employment and save them as one file. So that's what they need for the employment records. Then they would need a copy of your passport. That is the page where you have all your information on. So if you look through here, it will state if you have a passport, you must provide a copy of the page that shows your birth date and country of origin, and any pages with stamps, visas, or markings. So if you do not have a passport, you must use another travel document. It must be issued by a government and include your name, your date of birth, your document number, your citizenship, or your residency status, a photo, and an expiry date if applicable. So for this, you also need to ensure that you have it all in one PDF document. You make copies of all the pages that have any stamps on it and put it into one PDF document to upload. They also need a digital photo of you, and here you can go through what the sizing is, how big it needs to be. It needs to be a JPEG, and the file size, everything that you need to know about that, you'll find right here. So once you have all those documents ready, you can just upload it here. And as I said, you can always do what you can now and then go out of your application, log out, and then always come back later and do the rest. You don't have to do this all in one go. It saves your progress as you go through it. Then optional documents that they also ask of you is the Schedule 1, the application for a temporary resident visa made outside Canada. Again, that outside, although you're inside, it's more information that they need from you because you're not a permanent resident or citizen. So this form is the IMM 5257. You will see that it's the same number as the original one that we needed to upload, but this one is a Schedule 1. So you'll see it is a totally different document that requires different information. Now, I suggest you always give them more information because it just completes your package and it shows the person looking at it everything that they need to know from you. So I would suggest definitely always attach the optional documents as well so they have all the information that they might need from you. You can attach that here. You can also, to download this, You right click, go to Adobe Acrobat, convert link target to Adobe PDF. It will open up an Adobe PDF file which you can complete. Validate. Please always make sure that if it states validate, validate before you save it and upload it. Otherwise, it's not valid. And it will immediately show you if you've missed something or if there's something that, is incorrect on the form. And then they also have a client information. So this is good to attach to your application so that you just have that extra space for more information. If you click here on as well, it will state that if you would like to provide more information about your application that you have not already provided, you can attach a letter of explanation to your application. So as I say, that's always a good idea because remember, this person doesn't know anything about your situation. They just look at what you've given them, and the more information you give them and the more explanation you give them, it's better for your case. Great. And then the last thing to do is to pay them. So here you will see that a visitor's visa is currently 100 Canadian dollars, which you can pay online as well. And we will go through that. I have done all of these already. I will also show you how to do them. Now we can upload our forms. First of all, we can upload by pressing upload file right here. And it will say upload a file, document name, IMM5257. And then we go to choose file. So you will choose the correct one. You can double click on that and you've selected that file and you can say upload file. And then it might take a little bit of time. So just give it a few seconds and there you go, success, uploading file with the file name. So now you can return to your documents and upload the next. And you'll see that it immediately picks up your name as well. So it says application form 4 and your name. And it will also, after you've uploaded the file, it will say uploaded but not submitted to the IRCC and the file name. So the next file that we are going to upload is the work or study permits. So we're going to choose that file, choose file, and then choose the file that we need to upload. And that is now the file that you've included all the permits or visas that you've had before in Canada, always with the latest one on the first page. Click upload file and it might take a few seconds. Sometimes the system is busy and it takes a bit longer. And there it states success uploading file. Then we can return to documents, do the next one, and as you can see, it immediately turns green, the detail side, and it gives you that you've uploaded but it's not submitted to the IRCC and the file name. See, like the rest says not provided in red. Then we go to upload file for the family information. We click choose file. We choose the file that we need to upload and upload file. And it just works so much better if you have everything ready and you can just quickly upload all of them. It takes a bit of time beforehand. Click on return to your documents just to get everything ready. But once you have everything ready, it's quite a quick process. Now they need the employment record. So we're going to upload file, choose file, then choose the file that you want to upload. Click upload file and there you go, success. Return to your documents. And there it is. And the next one is the passport. Click on upload file. Now remember, this is the passport page with your information, your photo, everything on, as well as all stamped pages, all into one PDF document that you will upload right here. Turn to your documents. And then we have the digital photo, upload file, choose file, Make sure that your photo is the correct sizing that they want. Upload file. Return to your documents. Great, and then you'll see that as you upload them, they turn green and they state what file has been uploaded. And then we have the Schedule 1, upload file. Now this is optional, so you don't have to include these, but it is always better to give them all the information that they might need. So we are giving them the optional documents that they requested as well, just so there are no questions and no blanks. They have everything they need in one place. Click on Upload File, and once it's successful, return to your documents. Last but not least is the client information, where you have written in a Word document that you've converted to PDF everything that you need to explain about your application. If there is any additional information that you want to provide them that you didn't have on the forms that you already completed, then always provide an extra information sheet. So we can upload that. Click on Upload File. Now what I've done in this case is I've given an explanation of our situation in Canada, and then I've also included some bank statements and a breakdown of the funds that we have, because the one thing that they are concerned about when you come to Canada or when they issue a visa is that you do have the funds and that you're not going to just stay here beyond your allocated time. So it's always good to just tell them that I have money to look after myself for the period that I am here, and you upload that. And there we go, success. Return to your documents. And if you scroll through your application, there we go, all green. Everything is attached, and we can move on to the last step, which is the fee payment. And if you need to save your application, you can always save your application and come back later. So once you make sure that you have all of the documents that they need uploaded, everything is green, you're happy with it, you can click on Next. And there you go. Now you just need to declare with an electronic signature that everything is correct in your application. You will see all the details of all the files that you've uploaded right here. It will have the document name, and then right here it says the summary of fees is 100 Canadian dollars. Now you can read through your notice regarding your personal information. I agree that by typing my name and clicking sign, I am electronically signing my application. So once you are happy with all of that, you can just provide your name and your last name, and this is all as per your passport. And then just to make sure it is you that's signing this document, one of your questions pop up that you've done with your registration. Provide the answer to your question right there. Okay, and then just to make sure that everything is correct, just scroll through again, because as you can see right here, you need to agree. To continue with the online application, you must select I agree. So always make sure that you do that when you complete this last section, and then sign. And there you go. Signature done. So everything is there. And now what you can do is you can click transmit and pay. And here you have summary of fees for your application. You need to click on transmit and pay again. And then all you have to do is include your card information right here. Click checkout. Great. So within a few hours of your application online, you will be receiving an email. The email will come from donotreply@cic.gc.ca. So just make sure that it doesn't go into your spam folder and that you look out for this email after your application. You will need to log into your account and check for the messages online. What we can do is log into our account. You can either follow the link in the email, or you can go to cic.gc.ca, sign in with your GC key, go through the process of signing in, and there you are in your account. And you will see that your new application is at the top. So it says online application with an application number reference, your name, the applicant's name, the date submitted, your current status, any new messages. So you'll see there's new, or once you've read all the messages, it's red. And then you can check your full application status. Now, once it's gone through the process and it's approved, you'll see the previous one that we did states approved once it's approved. But let's see what they are saying, what's new on the application. So we click check full application status. It will open up a new screen. And here you have your basic information as well as the status of your application. So it says, we are processing your application. We will send you a message when there is an update or if we need more information from you. Then it gives you all the applicant's information. So it gives the principal applicant your unique client identifier number, which is your UCI number, the application number for the specific application, the date received, and your biometrics. And if you've done your biometrics in the last 10 years, you don't have to process that again. It's valid for 10 years. So it will give you the date of your enrollment as well as an expiry date. So if you scroll down, you'll see there's messages about your application. Now, the messages that we've received is a confirmation of online application transmission and a submission confirmation. So you can click on here and it will give you some info about your application. Here it only states that you have successfully submitted, when and what time, and your payment receipt number is, and they give you a receipt number. And then what happens next? We will review the information and documents that you provided, and processing will begin. We will notify you by email if we require additional information or documents. You do not need to log into your account to check for messages or updates until you receive an email advising you that you have one. So you don't have to worry about every now and again logging into your profile to see if there's anything happening. You will receive an email to indicate that there's a change and you need to log in and check what the message says. Then what if information regarding my application changes? So maybe you're moving, or maybe your permit expires or anything like that. Then you need to notify them. So it says, it is your responsibility to notify us of any changes to your application. Examples of changes include if you move, get a new phone number, etc. Then also, how long will it take to process my application? So processing times vary, and you can click here to find out what the average processing times are. If you require additional information on the status of your application, after consulting the processing times, contact the call center. So they ask you to not phone them before your application time has expired. So if you see that it's going to take 20 months, then wait for the 20 months to lapse before you contact them, because that is just the average of how long it's going to take. So if you want to find out, you can click here and then go to another page and see how long it's going to take. If you want to check the processing times, just select what you have applied for. So we applied for a visitor's visa, which is a temporary residence. You can choose any one of the others. Let's see what they say, and they ask which temporary resident applications, let's say from inside. So we are applying from inside Canada, so let's see what they say. what the processing times are. And currently you're looking at 28 days for the online application. Strange, but it's actually saying that your paper application is going to be 20 days. So it's actually quicker to do it via paper. Wow, can you believe that? Great, so let's check the rest of your messages. The next one is submission confirmation. It will provide you with a letter giving you your application number, the date that you applied, and then it says this confirms that your application has been received by the IRCC on this date. And then when will the IRCC contact me? You are expected to provide a copy of your passport with your electronic application. If IRCC needs your physical passport, the IRCC will request that you submit it to their office. The IRCC will also contact you if we require additional information, documents, or an interview. So for general guidance on your application visit, you can click on My Immigration and Citizenship Application or consult the What Happens Next section of the instruction guide associated with your application form that you used. So please do not send to IRCC any documentation related to this online application by mail, courier, or fax. Any mail received other than what is received in your account will not be considered. How long will it take to process my application? As you saw before, we could go online and see what the processing times currently are. And they say, caution, do not submit multiple applications for the same service in an effort to speed up your application. Doing this may result in both applications being processed and delay the finalization of your application. The IRCC does not refund processed applications. So unless your application has exceeded the normal processing times, which we saw was 20 odd days, please limit your correspondence to notifying us of changes in your application. For additional information, you can consult www.cic.gc.ca. And there you go. So that is the basic information that they've provided just for you to know what is coming next. We can close that. And that's it. And as soon as there's a new development on your application, they will email you and you will receive the next message here, and you can just process whatever they ask you to do. So next you will get another email from the IRCC, and remember that you don't have to check your profile regularly. Once you receive a new message, they will email you and you can log into your account and check the message. So this is the email that you will be receiving from them, stating a message about your application is waiting for you. So you can either click sign into your account right here from the email, or you can go to cic.gc.ca and log in through your GC key login. You can check the messages that appear under your profile. They will tell you if they need more information, or if the next step is for you to send them your passport and for them to insert the visa into your passport. So let's see what the message says. So here we are, and you will see under messages, it will state original passport request. So they are happy with all the information that we've supplied to them, and they have approved the visa, and they just need your passport to be sent to them via mail or courier so that they can insert the visa into your passport. And here you can see the request for your passport requirements. So they will state that please provide your passport or travel document with a copy of this letter. So you need to print this letter out and send it with your passport. There must be at least one blank page in your passport left for them to insert the visa. And then your passport must be valid for the duration of your extended length of stay in Canada. So please note that we cannot issue a visa beyond the expiry date on the passport. Your passport must be received by IRCC within 30 days from the date of this letter, and then failure to do so could result in the refusal of your application. And please ensure that a copy of this letter is included with your passport. They also state to find out where to send your passport, you can visit the website and you can click right on here to go and see where you need to send it. So here you can see where to send your passport. Now, as I said before, we are applying from within Canada, so we can scroll down, and if you are applying from any other country, you can just click on the country and see where you need to send your passport for them to insert the visa. We are currently in Canada, so we can scroll down to Canada, and here they give you all the information that you need. You can either mail or courier to them. You will need to purchase 2 prepaid envelopes. If you are in Ontario or Quebec, you purchase regional envelopes. If you live in any other province or territory, you'll buy national envelopes. And the sizes that you need is a small and a medium size. The medium size, you will put all the documents in to send to them, and then they will use the small one to send your passport with the visa back to you. And then please remember to take down the tracking numbers, because you can go onto Canada Post website and track where the envelope currently is. And if we scroll down, here is the correct mailing address that you need to include when you send your passport to them. The Canada Post address is this PO box over here, and if you are using a courier, you can do it to this courier address. I normally just use Canada Post. It works perfectly fine with your prepaid express post packages, and yeah, it's a quick and easy process, and you just complete the information on the delivery to with your details on the smaller envelope, and then send it off to them, and you'll get your passport back in about 2 weeks, roughly. Thank you, everybody, and I hope this helped. And yes, if there's anything else that we can help with, just pop us a question and we will try and help you out wherever we can. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.